Welcome, people. Here we are, Adrian in the office area. I'm so sorry that I didn't get a small video made yesterday with some products to haul for you, but I did post my video about where in the world is Adrian Miller and sharing with you that I just put myself into a spiral. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Down, 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 down the drain into sadness and fear over the mammogram, simply because I wanted to believe that these lumps that form what I think is a root shape, I just want them to be benign. I was told that in the beginning when I had just a couple that they were nothing, and I just went with that for the last number of years. So I want to let you know that I wrote down all of these names and extra. There's 26 names on here that in less than 24 hours, all of these people reached out. You're my people. That's why I say hi, people, because that's what we are. I don't think of myself as race, color, or creed. I'm a person, and you're my people. So thank you so much. And all of these fantastic people made sure that they stopped by. Excuse me, I'm coffee. Not C-O-F-E-E, C-O-U-G-H-I-N-G feeling. Got that down. But look at all that. And in pulling myself out of crying and these other things, you were all there with me, and I knew it. I knew you were all waiting to hear, where are you, A? Come on, talk to us. And you pour out all the love and understanding and support, and it just totally, totally amazes me. And I'm so grateful. You don't know. I'd gone back over to Kaiser Thursday, yesterday. Today is Friday, and I'd gone over because they had a blood drive to give blood, and you could get a free t-shirt. And at that time, I did take the opportunity to stop in at imaging and see my x-ray technician and apologize for my freaked out behavior during my imaging time with her, and that I badmouthed my doctor, which was unforgivable. It's all on me. Anything I was saying, it's really point the finger back. I've been the one that has been just unable to deal with this, and she's just gone with the flow with my wishes. So I've never in my life gone back to somebody to apologize like that, and it felt good because I knew I had done my doctor really wrong. And it's a very small community. It's a small Kaiser clinic, and I needed to make amends right away. So there was the blood drive. Went over. I did get to see the technician, and then I went over and I signed up to give blood. Now, when I was attempting to give platelets a couple years back, it turned out that being too thin is not a good thing in platelet giving, so I just didn't have enough output in the period of time, like an hour and a half. Both arms hooked up for an hour and a half, and I barely produced enough blood platelets for them to be able to use. Now, I really had wanted to be able to do that because of my sister Marie. She died of cancer, had her leg amputated when she was 13 years old, and that was a way, because the platelets, that was to be given towards research. And in that way, I could have been helping other cancer victims in the future. So I was very disappointed that I wasn't able to contribute. And then yesterday, I went in to give blood. And you know that when I start just being nervous, anxious. I wasn't afraid at all. I just had still all of this nervous anxiousness in me. I had just talked to the technician and apologized for being a crazy person and come up to do this, and well, I told her, don't be afraid if I have a high pulse, I should say a high heart rate, because that can be normal. I'm one of those people that I react in situations and blah, 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 blah. Well, end result was, it was 175 over 112. And I don't know if they use a special meter reading cuff, different settings for them on particulars of how much they need, because I'm used to, I'm just not used to a high pulse. I'm used to a high heart rate up here, So I sat there and planted my feet firmly and stayed quiet for 4 minutes or so, and just really tried to calm myself down. And when she came back to do the reading, it had gone down 7 points to 105, but the bench is 100 pulse reading, 100, and mine was still at 105, and she was like, you're not going to be able to bring it down any lower, so I'm sorry, you won't be able to give blood today. No, I think it's just sort of facing my situation, but maybe knowing that I heart palpitations, a little, dizzy and hard breathing, all of that just for being who I am every day. Well, again, all of you people, thank you. I wrote this list up today and wanted to be able to let you know that I needed to imprint. You know that my memory recall, whether it's 30 minutes ago, 30 years ago, my memory retrieval of things is very, very difficult. As a matter of fact, I believe it was Trish. Hi, Trisha's house. I hope that you all do go and visit her. Trisha's house sent me a message saying that she'd gone to her mailbox and there was a card from me. Thank you. And if she hadn't said that, I wouldn't have remembered that I sent her a card. I have absolutely, it makes sense to me because she had sent me Trisha friend mail, but I don't remember the card. It's just, I've told that to Liz at Hello My Friend 64. Hello My Friend 64, Liz, that I'd had the same situation sending her a card and she thanked me and I couldn't remember sending it. So people, I know that the feedback is often, we all have this, but it can be disconcerting, very disconcerting, and meaning that I also don't remember that I have important tasks to do. The worst part is I won't remember that I wrote things down to remember. And I tell you that that lyric from a song of, but you forgot to remember. And of course, that's about a love situation. But with me, it's, you forgot to remember, Adrian. I worked in a estate sale, and I had notes on what she'd already had as group pre-pricing. Books would be these prices. In this instance, she'd already worked out prices. Don't worry about it for the kitchen appliance. I didn't remember any of that. I don't remember taking the notes. I don't remember anything. And thus, I went about my way of individually pricing books, which takes time, and she would not have wanted that. And then our prices didn't really match her prices for the expensive kitchen counter appliances and such. So it definitely, and that was 5 years ago, people. That was 5 years ago. Good 5 years ago. thus continue to remember you. Continue to remember that I don't remember. And I wanted, like I said, to imprint because, you know, I had 5 days of really, really just staying in darkness in my mind. And here you are. Here you are. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so very, very, very much for being there for me. I appreciate that, you know, you just want to be friends, and that we're just going to do it whatever way I can do it, coming on and with the chit chat and this and that and the other. Thus, I want to go ahead today. I'll show you a ring from Temu, since I have on my red outfit, as it were. I have, let's see, can I push this forward, or am I locked up in too much stuff? Okay, right now I have on my red shorts, okay, red shorts, ta-da, red shorts with my free t-shirt from the blood drive. And let's get it up close, and you can see it was Peanuts working with the blood drive. And let's see, a little goes a long way, give blood. Okay, well, so sorry that I couldn't, but I can at least advertise for blood banks in your area that you might be able to go ahead and give blood. It is your closest ability to be giving someone back life, because your blood could be what they needed, and without the blood, it doesn't matter what else is going on. So if you're able to, blood drive, yay people, yay. This cup I tried showing a couple of times, and that video that messed up. So is this the cutest shaped? This is a 30 ouncer. Yes, you have to refill it more often, but it takes a lot less ice to keep things cold, and the ice stays cold. As I said, I had the other 40 ounce cup that had it's not a metal on the, like this is all metal with the design imprint on it. It even has a slide guard here, because it is a regular shape bottom, straight up and round, not like the Stanley dupes that go and then curve in with a shorter, narrower bottom, as they say, to fit in your cup holes and such in the car. Well, this just looked like a carnival to me, and that makes me think of circuses, and that makes me think of Nancy's Circus. Nancy's got a lovely little channel. We were just celebrating her birthday, and people, Nancy's Circus is on the road where she lives. There's a 400-mile yard sale, and she and her husband get in the truck and go in and do that. So we're going to be able to see a lot of Nancy's travels for her yard sale, 400 miles. I am so excited by that. And Nancy is so cool. She's got a young channel. If you could go on over and subscribe, it costs you nothing, and it will promote her channel and give her views and such like that, because what a dear. So if Nancy's Circus came to mind, this was from Trish, the straw topper, from Trish's house when she sent me that fabulous huge box of friend mail. I have my yellow straw here that I like to use, a regular disposable bendy neck straw, but it does come with a large bent straw. And I have to say, just here, a large hole like that, it's a different feeling to use that to be drawing liquid up into the mouth, and this is a much easier straw for me to use, and it holds that darling cupcake here that looks like it could be a circus tent. Oh, I just adore it so much. Trisha, if you're watching, look how adorable that all looks together with this. Now, of course, I chose the yellow. I think it came in 2 other colors. Pink comes to mind. And with it, it's got this really, really good twisty on. This twisty takes an extra twist than my other ones took to cover and close. And what it has, I didn't bring the camera, you see there's a circle under here, you see that shape of that yellow? There's a piece that you can screw into that and like put, I don't know, if you were doing cucumber water, you could have pieces of cucumber in there and it's aerated. I don't know. That's not really so much my thing, but I am super duper enjoying having a cold beverage, 30 ounce. It's big enough, not too big for me to handle easily. And we all know there's nothing more refreshing than a cold beverage. Adore that, adore that. Now, I had opened things when I was doing a video that I told you I wasn't able to post, and that video was 40 minutes long, so that tells you something. Okay, yeah. One item was this red ring. Okay. And you might recall that I have a black one. So it looks like it has lots of rings stacked. Look at the side, but they're all attached at the back. So it is one ring, and I got it in it comes in the gold, and I have one in the black, and I love that these are like squares, and they just catch light, and they're just adorable and fine. This one is also a smaller circumference of ring size than the black one that I got, because the black one fits very easily on this finger. And for my purposes, the easiest finger right now is going to be to put it on the ring finger. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And it might have cost in the neighborhood of $2. But with Christmas coming, I have the least amount of red accessories. What I have on this hand is this ring that I got a while back on Temu, and it's like a red, deep red flocked fabric in a heart shape with metal prongs set over it with a red heart in the center, and they're kind of prong-like. You can see there are prongs sticking out. So, yay. It's rough and tough. Yeah, baby, it's rough and tough. But I got that a while back on Temu, and it's my least favorite style in the fact that it is an adjustable finger one, and you can see what that means is that, you know, it gets to smashy and leave flesh behind. But it is a great ring. So here we go. We have some red jewelry on, red lips to go with our red cross. Oh, I want to take the next part of this to show you my friend meal. But you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the friend mail by itself. I was kind of wearing red because with being a pink idea, it's the pink zebra friend mail box that I got from Just Jen. And I was like, okay, I could do that, but I think instead, I want to do a few Temu items along with, so let's just go ahead. We had this red ring, so we know that that was under $2. Then I went ahead and for these are running $3.35 to $4.35, and this is larger, looped and such, like the original bracelets that I've been wearing for several years now from Temu in the silicone chain look. When you put, so when I put this one on, okay, you can see it's got room. So depending, this could really have worked out. Now, maybe that's something I could do. Just put it on like, you know, up the arm. That could be very interesting. So it's a little big overall as a bracelet, but it won't go flying off easily. Shaking and the ring wants to go flying off. But I love these so much. I have two. One seemed stretched out, and now with looking at this one, it just must have been from this batch of ones being made that came out just slightly bigger. Maybe they put an extra link in by accident. Who knows? But yay. So these run anywhere from $3.35 to $4.35. All right, let's go ahead. I'll leave this one on here. And I'm always talking about wonderful green is our color, certainly going forward, that we love having green in our wardrobe going into fall. Been wearing a lot of green, and now we're going to have our fall green colors. And I got the same type of silicone links in green, and in fact, let's just look at that. Definitely these rings are almost able just to fit inside this ring. So this ring is almost one thickness bigger loop sizes, so you can see them side hanging together, and the black one definitely has a lot more going on, but the green one fits beautifully. And again, these go anywhere from, I have this over here, I'm not seeing it, but anywho, people. All right, so this one fits. You can see it's not sliding down. The black one was sliding down, and this one I'm not going to force up to here. Nevertheless, all the way up to here, like I did with the black one. Let's go ahead. So now that could be an interesting look. Who knows what we'll do, but you can see that continuing purchasing towards this look, because I love how they feel. They and you put your arm down, it's silicone, it's soft, it just works with you, so there's no scratchy, itchy spots at all. And I'm really digging it, man. I have on order, yes, I have on order from Temu coming. They now have added several new colors. I'm sure they're going to be in the small shape. And I've ordered a purple, and there's a lavender. There's a dark green and a brown. I'm going to get the purple and the lavender first, because Pantone, that's a capital Pantone. Pantone is the company in America that is the color arbitrator of what's coming forward. Now, they planned colors and letting us know, okay, here we're going to go into fall, winter 2025 with a lot of green. And we've been seeing green, but now they're like, you know, definitely we're going to have a lot of green. But the Pantone color that came after green, which we are still enjoying fashion-wise for home and decor, because Pantone, as the color specialist in America, it takes like 3 years in advance for them to come up with a color that's going to be that color of the year, because that is going to filter out through every industry, automobiles, household goods, clothing, anything with a color is going to be influenced by the Pantone colors. So you may not paint your house a purple or a plum, but you might paint your front door that color. You never know when and where you'll choose the color. So we haven't had a purple tone in several seasons, and I, of course, avoided, as I've told you, avoided purple because I'd had purple hair for 6 years, 5-6 years. And I was like, I did purple, I'm done, I did purple. But here it is, it's coming back into fashion. And yes, this fashionista pays attention, and my color interests are heightened, and I will definitely be adding purple into my wardrobe. Purple goes so fantastic with every bright color that I already own and love. My yellows, marigolds, rusts, oranges, browns, and some blues. So it's just going to be a fabulous, fabulous color tone to play with, and I'm looking forward to it. So this showed us, I did get 2 more bracelets for my bracelet collection, and I know that I paid maybe $3.45. I just can't remember. And again, I'd already opened all this and shown it and cleaned everything up, and then wasn't able to post the video due to boo-boo. I made big boo-boo that I made. All right. Oh, I moved that slightly. I want to show you a shirt because I want to send it back. Now this, I'm considering sending it back. It cost me about $7.81 for the shirt itself, which is my high end. Remember, 5 through 10 are my high end. So 10's my high end on spending on individual items, especially clothing, because it's so disposable. But this was also a $2.99 delivery. And again, I'd been playing that game of do this and the drawers open and you get a couple for free and you get other stuff for cheaper. And in the end, I bet overall it cost minimally $50 to play and pay within the game. It just gets so confusing. And I believe some of the times you don't know when you're ordering your item. I'm not sure that you always know that it's going to be local warehouse. And so add $2.99, which I did. It said sweatshirt. Now I have a yellow sweatshirt, 2 yellow sweatshirts, maybe even a brown sweatshirt, and they were called sweatshirts, and they had the fuzzy sweatshirt interior. Well, this we've all experienced when they say sweatshirt and you get it and the interior is not fuzzy. You can kind of see the weave of that, and it is sort of a mimic of a French terry weave. So French terry is going to give a heavier weave to the fabric itself, right? And thus be a warmer top to be able to wear. I'm not interested in the French terry. I wanted a sweatshirt. Now I got this in large, and I'm not sure why. Was it? Probably I was thinking, okay, I'll go ahead and get a large sweatshirt because I can wear it over other tops, especially for winter. I could have another long sleeve top underneath a sweatshirt top. Well, everything about this shirt is oversized and not attractively in my book. Way. Okay, we have what would be considered a shoulder. Well, nobody's shoulder is from the neck out to there. Nobody's shoulder is way out there. My shoulder ends here. So you can see that they've taken an exaggerated width out to the shoulder. That is easier to cut out as a fabric piece because the body takes up that big square shape, and it's an easy sew to inset this shorter length piece of sleeve, and it's still being very much a long sleeve. Now the cuffs are of the same fabric, you can see, same fabric, so that's not a typical sweatshirt fabric. Stretchy cuff at the wrists, as well as the bottom is also got the same material to create a banded bottom. And doing that, this fabric is folded in half to create this band and sold onto the initial piece. So that's extra weight there because it's folded over. There's a lot of weight in this top, and that's important because it being so oversized, the weight adds to it and also makes it droopier because the weight of the fabric. All right. Let's see if I can slip this over my head to really show you how big it is. And I was at this point of just tired of sending things back. And I will have to give this one last decision, but it's so oversized that it's uncomfortable. Get the shorts down, okay. It's uncomfortable in how wide the neck is. Look at this, okay? T-shirt, regular crew neck fitted t-shirt, but look at this, even for, a large. Again, it's well oversized in the cut. So that's the neckline, yuck. Told you, exaggerated shoulder drop. And let's see here. And the length of the arm. All right, if I have it out, my wrist is here. It continues with this much fabric, then into the cuff. So the whole thing is just oversized length, sloppy. So big cut overall. Doesn't make me happy. I do believe we're going to go ahead, now that we've shown it, give it a little photograph for the return. The other item that I got that I really, really loved, I've been doing, as you know, a lot of different leopard prints. And, here, okay, I've got several leopards still to show you. Okay. Well, I wanted these. I loved them in the ad. Love them in the ad. And they're canvas-looking material. So that being within the idea of being like a jeans fabric. Really highly fashionable. Yep, they're a regular button front zipper, which I never do, right? I got them in the large because, again, being afraid, especially within it being a button, didn't know. Medium would have perhaps been the better choice. But that little bit of difference might have made it more difficult. Well, here we go again. Fingernails make it very hard to do a button, okay? And it's a sloppy-ish loose button in that buttonhole also. But you've got the classic, a good waistband, 3, 4, yeah. 5 button, 5 belt loop going around. The classic yoke cut, that's that V cut of the back is called the yoke up here. So you got your waistband, your yoke, and real pockets. Okay, real pockets. They are a very wide leg. Well, in fashion, the wider and the wider and the wider exaggerated are big fashion. Definitely going forward for fall, winter. So you can see that the opening at the leg bottom is already big, but it's actually somewhat tapered. Okay, see how thick, big these are. Obviously, then they pool at my ankles a good 3 inches, and I'm not sure about the zipper part. But the thing that makes me hold on to them saying, I really wanted like a jeans pair of pants. This bag, this goes with that. Have I lost the bag that I just had this in? No. No. Okay, well, I do believe when I was first looking at these, they were $19 to $25 local warehouse type situation. And then this pair, I believe, I only paid a little under $8, but I don't know if I paid $3 for local warehouse. This is what happens when we get stuff from before and didn't get it priced with its bag correctly, which I really thought I did. Again, though, convincing myself that this was such a good price. So I just don't know. We shall see. We shall see if I keep these or not, especially if they were even $13 with shipping for a pair of jean heavy-duty fabric with winter coming, and then they're so big and wide. So perhaps I would hem them, but I'd be able to wear leggings under these for extra warmth for winter. We'll see. It's a very, very muddied brown and black, so it's not screaming leopard. So, is leopard my camouflage? What? Sandy, my nutty nut. She adores leopard. There's so many of us that adore leopard. But is this my camouflage? I don't wear anything camouflage. And moving to Oregon, I did certainly learn that, there's hunter's camouflage. I'd always associated camouflage with the military. And because I come from a military background with my dad to begin with in the Air Force, then I married a captain in the Navy, and the branches have their own versions of camouflage. And I'm like, I'm not a soldier. I'm not going to wear what is part of their persona. It's their shield. Their clothing is all part of them working as soldiers and such like that. But I couldn't do that. That's not my thing. That's their thing. And I never just, was interested in capitalizing on it as a fashion. But leopard could be good. Leopard could be very, very good substitute for any kind of camouflage. And I will admit, I do shop at Bi-Mart a lot, and that's our local owned little general store. So there's food and jewelry and makeup and everything for fishing, and there's rifles and guns and bullets and plumbing and dog and cat stuff. Okay, a nice big general store. And that's where I first got to see all of the different variations of camouflage that are for hunters. So of course they have camouflage with pink in it for the hunters, for them that either, you know, I don't care, men can wear pink camouflage. Didn't have to just be for ladies, but in that group, maybe it started off as, you know, that was the feminine happening in that. All right, good. I got 2 pieces that are in consideration to be sent back, so they've been shown, and that can happen. We've seen some jewelry. We're talking a lot. The next thing that I want to bring up is this precious, precious, precious t-shirt that I got from my daughter-in-law. So the next time I see them, I want to be ready to be able to hand it over. You remember that I got her, my daughter-in-law, and Terry, who has a channel, Random Terry. I sent her the same dishcloth because it had our favorite, my grand dog Chester's a Boston Terrier, and Terry has Cosmo, a Boston Terrier, and he is younger than my grand dog. I'd sent her one because the Boston Terrier just looking so cute in cowboy clothes, and in the background there were what you call it, prickly bush things. They're called prickly bush cactus type of things. And up in the sky was a UFO hovering. And my daughter-in-law was brought up in Houston, and she'd been to NASA, so she had that whole UFO background in her head all the time. So it was just a perfect, cute little dish towel. And yes, they put it on a t-shirt. And I went ahead and got her this, and with all of my frugalness, this, that, and the other, this t-shirt is might have been $9.71. Yes, I'll put it over here. Yeah, $9.71. I don't think I paid shipping on it, but I have a question mark because, again, all these things are confusing me at this point. But in the season's colors, when I'm telling you, it's supposed to, you need to think butter yellow, not bright yellows, butter. Soft yellows are the yellow going forward continuously. So we've had our yellow and brown and greens. So you might want to be looking in greens at even some lighter greens like pistachio colors and all to pop your green wardrobe. And icy blue, sky blue, not royal, not bright. So these seem like Jordan almonds. Do you know those almonds that they have the outside candy shell, and they're pink and green and yellow? I'm not sure if they have another color in there or not, but I know they were my mother-in-law's favorite, and I absolutely love them too. But yeah, so those soft colors in these tones, hues, what we want to call them, going forward. And this was the buttery yellow, and there he is. For us, that's Chester. He's all proud, standing there in his Texas stuff with his UFO behind him. Okay, it's really such a nice feel to the shirt, and that scent's worth $9. Not really. I think 9 is too high on Temu to pay for a t-shirt, but that doesn't, stop. No, the iron-on is very, look at this. You're not even hearing it. It's soft and pliable, so that's going to be comfortable on the chest, no problem at all. I do believe I got her a large. She has a bust, I don't. I have to remember. Yes, I did get it in a large, and it is 100% polyester. Really a good quality feeling knit of that polyester. Okay, so that's for Winnie. She's gonna love it. I'd asked her before I ordered it because I don't want to, she loved the dish towel. She's usually okay or no thank you with things that I get her from Temu. And when she got the towel, she was in love with it. And I said, oh my God, they just had a t-shirt in lemon, soft buttery lemon. And she said, yeah, that would be terrific. Because it also comes on white, as I recall. All right, so we're going to have that be able to go with my daughter-in-law when that time is ready. So I did want to show that for sure. And okay, well, I was going to show you makeup and such, but we'll go ahead. We'll do that in the next round. I know what I will show you in this one. My last item. We're at 45 minutes, so I did start off with talking, of course. $3.61, and it's called Choose Rosme. Choose, R-O-S-M-E, is the brand. This box is full of crayon pencil lip liners in all those colors. Yeehaw! Yes, I have maintained holding on to my lip liner pencils that are pencils and need to be sharpened, and it's one of those situations where they never sharpen nicely. They keep sharpening with one side always going more down than the other. I have no idea. We need, our documentary on pencil making to be like, why does that happen when pencils only want to keep going? Whatevs. Okay, I already obviously have lipstick on. I did put it on without a liner. It is a matte. Let's see. All right, wanting to see the smoothness. All right, we did pretty good, huh? Okay. All in all, yes. Okay, again, it's very smooth, and that's the color. Good job, Adrienne. I'm just so happy that let's check it out. Okay, that's just on the bottom. It doesn't do anything. So apparently what you see is what you get. So for the $3.61, each one of these is going to have this little tiny crayon tip. And I'd say that these drippy looking things, that's a knockoff for the Kylie Jenner lip kits from before and all. Yeah. She always had that, which she, could have appropriated from Rocky Horror. All right. So this was a good price to give us, I wish it's called color, and of course they had put this outer sticker that these are stickers, they don't want them to come off, and thus we cannot even see the cute packaging underneath to give us an idea. But let's go here, eh? Weehaw! Look at that. Look at that. That's marvelous. I know Just Jen's gonna be like, yeah, Adrian. So, phantasmagorical. Yay. We're going to go ahead and stop there. 49:57 on the clock. Thanks a bunch. Okay, another one to check in. We're going to get this one uploaded, so it at least will be out by tomorrow. And I'll be ready next. I promise the next video is going to be from Just Jen's friend mail zebra, pink zebra. And I've been so interested in trying this product. She read my mind and gave it to me as a gift to try because her knowledge with her cats that this is a safe candle burning situation for the cat. So I know Miss Sassy will be pleased, okay? All right, everybody. Again, it's Adrian here. Thank you so much for spending the time with me, and I'll happily look forward to getting that next video up and going, okay? Thank you again. I love you all. I love you so very, very much and appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Those are all A's. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Okay. Bye-bye for now.